Welcome back to some more Timberborn, and I have built all this chaos and have decided that I don't like it. I'm going to redo it because it's driving me insane. So this has gone well. So what I'm going to do is just remove all these little ideas here. I'm then going to have to, unfortunately, dynamite out the top of these to get down the bottom of them, which is just phenomenal. And then delete the big tubeway towers I've made. Yep, I'm doing it because it's giving me a headache and it's not working out right. I'm going to completely redesign this whole area. This is not my proudest moment, shall we say. But alas, we live and learn, I suppose. So delete all these little bits, and then I will completely redesign this and let them get on with building it while we look at some other things that we've got going on. Because there have been a couple little bits that I've worked on as well in between episodes, not really out of grand design, but out of necessity. We had an injury crisis that rivals that of my favourite football team, Middlesbrough, in the fact that I think we had 14 injured beavers at the same time, which meant that despite a growing population, we ended up with nobody working. So yeah, not the most ideal situation. Then on top of that, oh, that one I replaced. Oh, great, so they can't even get in that one at the moment. Then on top of all that, we then also were growing the population, as I just mentioned. So yeah, it's been less than ideal because we then had a homeless crisis rivaling that of California. So less than ideal scenario for the colony. But away from that, we've built some new housing. I came up with a little housing project which I'm going to show you what's going on with that at the moment. I prioritised a little bit just to get one of the houses in, which I think is justified because we needed to. And the population has gone up quite a nice amount, which is handy and helpful and various things. I'm going to have to blow all of this out as well, which is fantastic, and we're already using a lot of explosives. Speaking of explosives as well, that has been taking shape over in the power plant zone, so we'll go and have a look at that in a minute as well, when I have cleared all of this out, well, when I've put dynamite on everything kind of thing. I'll leave the tubeway towers up until I've dynamited everything. Right. Oh, we've still got all this to do. I didn't notice this one. Yeah, I'm going to rearrange the pillar structures, I think. Then do it completely differently, so that then each one can go 3. I'll put a support in kind of thing, maybe, as well. So I think with the support, can they go 4? I'm not quite sure I understand the rules of these properly. So I'm just going to go with the most basic situations. So I'll put triples on the caps of them all. We'll tear down the escalators in a minute. I know though that when you are building from over something, building down over doesn't let you go through the terrain. So some of them I could do too, couldn't I? In that corner piece there. Might well actually stay, but I don't know, I'm just going to be cautious for the moment. Not going to go too much with it. But we'll mark all them as super high priority, because that is the priority at the moment, is to get this cleared out so I can rebuild it. Oh, there's one I missed in the corner there. I am stupid. It's going really, really well for me today. Yeah, this is going really well. I just want to get this done. And I've made a right pig's ear of it. Need that one back in, yeah, so it just connects. It is the wrong type, but whatever. I just want all these pillars down so I can rebuild them all. So, while we're looking at that, if you notice over here we've got a row of hospital beds because we had so many injured. We've still got 3 injured, but now there's plenty of hospital beds knocking about. They are getting these in pretty quick. Over here as well we've got the new housing development. We also added the new pumper in there with the things and some more centrifuges. Chaotic bit in there. The unfortunate thing is now, though, the power supply actually outstrips the demand most of the time down here, which is a little bit unfortunate, but it's still working. Problem is that's where all the explosives are made, so they're not being made particularly quickly, so maybe I should put another explosives factory in over here. We're not storing bad water over here, though. That's the problem. We can turn this off, though, to give us a lot more power, because we have 68,000. We have 68,000 science. We don't need 68,000 science. Just thought I'd throw that one out there. We definitely do not anymore, because we've unlocked everything. So that's great news. Trying to think where I can best put this, where they can get the... Because I don't really want to put anything in there, but I suppose I can do. It's a very small spot. So storage, medium tank. And we'll put bad water, small warehouse. We've got plenty of places to store explosives, but it never hurts to have a bit more. If the FBI are listening as well, hey, how you doing? Doing good? I'm a UK citizen, I'm talking about building a colony of beavers, so please don't. I know that you're having a hard time at the moment after the whole disappointment in certain documents, shall we say, being not released and whatever, and nobody believing you. But I'm just making a tower for beavers. That's the closest I'm ever going to get on politics to this. I generally don't care. I like the funny stories you sometimes hear, you know, but actual caring about politics is not my thing. Yeah, I do like some of the comedy stories you do hear about politics every now and then. You know, particularly, I think, was it Charles de Gaulle, his wife? When asked what she was most excited about in his retirement, and because of her thick accent when saying happiness, people thought she said something else, and caused a few raised eyebrows. There's also that like chunk of land in Africa which two countries are constantly back and forth at each other's throats over not wanting to own it, which amuses me greatly. So technically it's free land because nobody wants it, but then it's whoever owns that doesn't own somewhere else. I think that's the argument behind it, so nobody wants it. Which does make some sense to me, I suppose. It's kind of amusing. Why did I do the ones right outside there? That was stupid of me, wasn't it? Oh well. I'm going to redo the entire thing, to be fair. We'll have the bit for floating the tubeway stations. So we'll put that one in as well. Why can't I put one there? That's because those aren't in. Can they not reach them? They can. I'm going to make them put them in. Stupid high priority again, because, well, patience is a virtue which I don't tend to possess in great abundance, I'm afraid to say. The thing that annoys me is I'm having to chip these off one by one as well, with the way I built these. That's just pathetic on my part. This one, though, I can have a little cascade explosion, I suppose. Yeah, this has been... what's the phrase I want? Oh, yeah, catastrophe. An absolute catastrophic failure. I may even completely reshape this landmass kind of thing. You know, this little hill, I suppose you could call it. I may make it slightly bigger, may make it slightly smaller, I don't know. But today you're going to be seeing a lot of explosions. Eventually as well, when we've got all this sorted, because I want to get this in before we start building the power plant, because, well, we need a lot of logs to build the power plant, should we just say. And by a lot, I ain't kidding. We'll probably need tens of thousands. maybe even more. Let's just say that we'll need logs like, well, I've consumed ice creams during the heatwave. Don't judge. I'm not designed to deal with this temperature. And of course, because these aren't set up on high priorities, they're not being done. I really should let them do their other jobs. It's just coming back on these as a whim, or suddenly realising that this should have been higher priority kind of thing. But I high prioritise everything, and then when I see that nobody's doing anything, I go, wonder why they're not doing it. Oh yeah, that could be why. Should be able to put that one in now though, I think. Yeah. And those. I've actually deleted the thing down there as well, if you notice, the well, both the forester and the tapper shack. For good reason. They weren't covering the whole thing. Of course, so now if I'm going to reshape everything, they may work a little bit better. So now I feel even dumber again. Why can't I put them in that gap there? That annoys me. I want to hide that as much as possible. Worked on bottom floor? Oh, because I built another support tower, that's why. So then actually, why is that not letting me put it in that gap? Because I need to put one there? Didn't think so, but... We'll keep them though lower priority, adding those bits, because I just want to blow everything up first. I want to do the overall structure, get that right, before we have a bit around it. Because then when we've got this done, we can put in the little tank on the top. I was toying with the idea of putting some mangroves in here, in the pond, and I might put a couple in, you know, just for a bit of variety, make it look a bit prettier, I suppose you could say. But it's not vital, because instead what I've decided is, when we've got the power station open, this is going to stop being brown leak down here, and this is going to stop being browny leaky down here. So this is going to be a big mangrove swamp, with swimming pools and everything like that as well. So we're going to use some platforms, some bridges and stuff, because this, all this, going to go. It's going to be moved, going to be hidden. This is going to be capped off, and then shoved into a pipe. Now the pipe is going to go down until we might bring it down across here, under the map, and then put a bridge across on the pipe, and then bring it up all the way up to connect with here, which is nearly all dynamited. They're still doing it, even though... maybe they finished putting everything in over here because I didn't put the new ones in. God, I'm stupid. But yeah, so that's... Oh no, they're not done, but I think they're low priority, aren't they? There's one there. Maybe that's low priority as well, though. Yeah, I'm going to reposition all these pillars. I didn't think them through properly. I might still try to occupy the whole area, but have some slightly rough edges. Which I probably will still pillar in just to make it look better supported, but they won't be needed. Most likely. Oh, there's one there as well. Where is that one too? You know, use some of the natural features of the place rather than just demolishing it all. Or hiding it all. Are they out of range or something? Possibly. Might need pathing. Problem is, we kind of can't really get the path around there at the moment because of all the tubeways. We need the tubeways to come up. Soon we can destroy the tubeways and regain a lot of resources. But we've also wasted a heck of a lot of dirt, but then again, they're just sitting idle because they've got nothing else to do with their time at the moment. I know I probably shouldn't bother doing this because it's going to be rebuilt soon, but I am actually going to blow that up, that little spit there, just so I can have a full fresh start on it. So yes, that is extremely stupid, But I accept it's extremely stupid because it just lets me focus on it as a fresh task again. I dread to think what I'm going to call this episode. The don't cling to mistakes kind of meme from a few years ago ringing in my head where he's throwing his child in the river. That's just looping around in my head, but some people might find that quite wrong when I'm talking about making towers for beavers. This is a more deliberate mistake. I'm not going to apologise for the joke, it's a funny joke. Never apologise for comedy. So long as it's actually a joke and not saying it's a joke just to mask actual hatred. Which, unfortunately, people seem to keep on using that excuse lately. Some of the stuff I've seen about the Austin floods was pretty awful. Some people getting a bit chewed out for that one, and I completely understand why people are angry with them. Horrible situation. And by the way, when you're watching this will probably be well after that was in the news cycle. So, yeah, the 27 feet the water rose, I think, in 30 minutes. That's just outright terrifying. Oh, we're nearly out of explosives, so I'll get these made first. Smelter's doing nothing because we're full. Okay, cool. Great, so these are going to not actually be picked up anytime soon. We tore down another ruin as well, of course, over here. After that one, and that one went. Oh yeah, and I forgot about this. This was a potential little design I've knocked up, so it's going to be very, very low priority for quite a while, actually. But I want to test this working. This is just going to work for over here. We may need to make it longer, potentially, or wider, or whatever, to store enough water. But I really want to have a go at that one. Putting sluices on the bottom, so this pours out when it's a proper wet season. And it'll fill this up before it discharges water out the bottom there. Might replace those two with dam pieces at the top, to be fair, or just build out the levees around there. I'm putting it as levees rather than dirt terrain as well, kind of thing, because I want it to make a noted difference between that and where the water's actually coming from. Then what I'm thinking is, if we can get that succeeding, then we'll have a constant supply of water just flowing through there. So then droughts become irrelevant for that one completely. Then we'll do something similar, not the same, but similar, over here and in the other corner as well. The idea being, I mean, I was considering doing it in the middle, but I kind of want to keep as much of the map green as possible. So we'll tear this down, probably, or do it on here, build a massive reservoir, and then use this thing, the deep mechanical fluid pump. We can get the power to it from the power station using underground cabling, well, not cabling, shafts and that. Transport it all the way across the map kind of thing. So we get the power, so it pulls the water out of the river while it's flowing kind of thing, and builds up a big stockpile, because you've got a lot of water coming down. We're not using it for power, so long as it stays at an okay depth kind of thing, we're okay. If we don't really notice a depth change, then that's perfect. So when that happens, what we then get is it sort of filling that reservoir up, and then when the water level drops due to a drought or a bad tide, when it's kicking the water off the map instead of coming through, then we basically don't even notice that there's a drought going on. Because if we can store enough water for maybe 4 or 5 days worth, because, well, we'd compensate it differently, we'd measure it up differently if it was a different mode. This is still easy mode though, of course, which I do kind of regret doing now, but I have enjoyed just keeping it relaxed and simple. Probably don't actually want one there, but whatever. I'm going to do it. I'm going to just redo it all. Just out of sheer frustration of myself making the job even bigger. But yeah, so if we can make the droughts no longer affect us, so then all they do is count the cycle, and you'll notice how many cycles we're through. This has been ridiculous. I've just been letting beavers do things and wandering off, playing my guitar and stuff like that, or listening to music, watching something else. The thing is that the Game has to be priority screen, otherwise it seems to pause. So, thank God for phones and tablets, eh? I cannot believe how badly I messed this up. We're going to leave that in the corner there as well, although we probably will eventually move it and refill this, but again we'll probably use that for something a bit different, probably storage files. In fact, we may use the hole that's dug, blast down next to it, and have a storage situation there, kind of thing. I don't know. We'll see. Probably will just leave it there because it's not really making much of a difference. Again, on the front of bots as well, that's still something I'm weighing up. I've never used them before, that's why I'm a little bit, what do I do, kind of thing. I've never used them, so I don't know if I want to, simply because that would be showing off something else that I'm not sure what the hell's going on with. And after this fiasco, I need to look competent in some variety. So, which is going to take a little while for me to achieve, because this has been, what's the word I'm looking for? Disastrous, that's it, disastrous. Yeah, that's a good one. We can soon start deleting though these columns that have been built up. Probably only to rebuild them shortly, but ho hey, whatever. We've got them building the making the explosives over here as well now though. That is done. And they're stashing some down here. Did I set this for bad water? Yeah I did, it's just not got any in. So that's great news. Fantastic. Wonderful. Detonate. Probably could have left some of these in, but shoot me. Now I'm trying to think of the arrangement for it as well. I don't know what trees I want to put on top, because they're obviously going to be the most visible ones. The ones below will still be visible, because we'll leave the sides open. I might leave it the pines on top, because I think the floors below will be cut down repeatedly kind of thing, and you don't really want to see that too much. Because they're going to be, you know, logged. I may put a ring of coffee around the top edge as well, because it looks different. Oh, that one's too far. How is that one too far? Is it because I deleted that extra one up there? Probably. So I'm going to have to put a tube light on top. Fantastic. Well, get on it, my friends. Except it's night time, so nobody's working. Is there a pillar still one height around somewhere? Yeah. We could probably reach up in the ground, but before we start destroying everything, let's get to it. Come on, my friends. Yeah, I was about to say you are not out of range anymore. You are, because then you're blocked in by the maze, but... How are you not built? You're literally right there. Detonate. Yes. Right, okay, so we can start deleting the ones over this side. We still need the one over this side though, because we've still got a way to climb. So we've got to get that in. Oh, there's that other one as well down there. So blow that up. So we can take out then... Let's start deleting. Didn't quite get all the way to the bottom, but at least we didn't take out something we actually need. I just disconnected the one we do need. Oopsie. Put that in there. I am not good at things today. Which is amazing since there's just, you know, not really done anything today. I did get a new pair of socks though. Yes, that is something I actually am kind of excited about. You may think that's incredibly boring and stupid, but when you get to a certain age kind of thing, it is true. Socks become important. A drought approaching. Yeah, so it'll be a little while then before we test out that other idea, shall we say. Yeah, so now they're coming through that tower, which means I have to leave that one alone. And that one. But not this one. Yeah, so, you know, the thing about socks with me is, I like thicker socks kind of thing, you know, like more heavy duty kind of, like work socks. Because I have a tendency of just destroying socks the second I wear them kind of thing. Like, I very quickly go through the sole of my socks. It's annoying at this point. It's really annoying. So, you know, finding a decent pair of socks is a big deal to me. It's not just that I'm old, but I am old. So, I don't know, make all your jokes. It's too far from a district centre, is it? Is it? Is it too far from a district centre? When that path is literally connected the whole way along? Is it too high? Oh, for crying out loud, they built up there. Oh. Yeah, no, they built up there, didn't they? But why did I place that one there? That's useless. Can't believe I'm having to actually do this. Maybe it would have been better on the other side. Yeah, we'll just reroute the path a long way. Yes, this is incredibly stupid what I've had to do. Yes, I regret it. Will I make the same mistake again? Also, that's probably a big yes. But hey, it's keeping the beavers happy and occupied. And preventing them from building more housing when we're down to just 2 beds again. Maybe I need to turn off some of these. I did build a couple more of these as well a little while ago. I'm going to keep the ones on that produce kids, because we're a bit top heavy with population I think at the moment. There's another one down there, but I'll leave that one on. And I don't need the full replacement population at the moment. At the moment, that is. We probably will in the not too distant future. You know, I will want to raise the population a little bit because aiming for more beaver jobs when we've got all the power and stuff in like that. You know, get more food in, more food production, more food storage, more production of everything else kind of thing. We want to get more of this in so then we can have the thing. We need a lot of haulers, although they can cause frame loss problems. I think they could technically put that one in from the ground, but I can delete that tower there. I didn't realise that was useless. As was that one. See the amount of stuff I'm recovering from it as well, though. They're doing it from that corner. I hate these beavers sometimes, man. Right, okay. This land is now purged. We don't have the storage space for anything at the moment, which is just great, so it's going to look like a mess for forever. Right, so each of these pillars then basically goes 3 in range. But that brings in a slight other problem of that's not in all directions kind of thing, that's in a straight line. So diagonals don't really count. So we could work out something clever with it. I believe there is a way of doing that. Try and get them to pick everything up, but there's no space for it. There's legitimately no space to store it all. So what is it we've got? Metal blocks and planks. So then planks, full. Metal blocks, full. So if we turn off lumber mill, Lumber mill, lumber mill, lumber mill. Smelter, smelter, smelter. There we go. We're not making them now. 30 unemployed beavers because we just paused all of them. We're in the drought now. Oh, they built this. Nice. And they're actually building this pretty quick. They've built all the houses. That's amazing. That's actually amazing. Ain't gonna lie. Right, to use up some of the supplies then. Takes up logs, gears, treated planks. Well, we'll need to produce gears and treated planks for it. So why not build that for the moment? Gets them to... They're even building this now. Oh, they're building that, okay. That was already kind of bad. Does that mean these are all done? Oh, wow. Okay, might wait till night time for that, just for the light show. That's pretty cool though, gotta admit. Okay. I want to pick up all that though before I really do anything with it, but I don't think that's going to happen. So then, from this pillar, we draw out a path, not a platform. So you're going to have an overhang of 3, but then that's the same from both ends. Put something, another marker there, but I don't really have one. Not a decent idea, at least. So that's what we can have. Right. If we plot it out then using paths for the moment, although they are going to have to keep some of these paths in. Right, so 1, 2, 3, base, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now, you can go 3 from the pillar, but it works slightly differently if you're coming off the other ones as an overhang kind of thing. So I believe that would count as 1, 2, 3. So for the moment, I'm just going to work out where I want to put the centre points. Maybe then I'd clear them? Yeah, if we clear the centre points, because we know where they are because they're marked off by the other pathways, if that makes sense. So there. There. So then we would have one on the edge there, I think, wouldn't we? Yeah, so we'd have one on the edge there. I will install one there. So that's just marking it off. So then we can build an extra one deeper there. We've got plenty of housing space at the moment now as well because those other houses are in. I hate it when it holds on that. Yeah, so we've got these spots in for the most part. I just want them to pick up all of that because then it's much easier to see and then I can delete the other paths. Oh, I forgot nighttime, didn't I? Damn it! I got so carried away with that. I'm guessing this is kind of out of the range of workers. So maybe... yeah, it's too far from the district centre. So maybe we come down here and start putting in bits for them to sort that out. So I'm actually going to put in a little bridge. Except of course we'll need to clear some of these logs, so I'm going to cut these trees here, all the dead ones. We will probably reinstate them with some variety of tree, or we might tier the trees kind of thing, so And then there we'll put in some bushes. This would just be for aesthetics at this point. But there's value to that as well, don't ever forget that. There's value in making things look nice. It's not architecture. Problem is that these trees get in the way as well. But maybe if we put the lumberjack flag up here, does it reach? It does reach. Nice. So then we can have an alternative angle of attack down this way. Alright? That's alright. So then we'll get in and we'll start making these bits. Now maybe I do actually want to go all the way back to the wall there, but I don't want to go really behind the waterfall. You know, I just don't want to. Oh, hey, why are they walking all that way rather... Oh, the tube way's not in, that's why. That would be a better use of my supplies. Because then it means the beavers aren't walking 95% of the way across the stupid fricking map. I forgot I hadn't actually installed this one yet. Okay, well, let's delete. Delete. We'll put some dirt in over the top of this eventually as well. We've still got to do that on one of the others, but they'll need to collect that stuff for me, please. Right, and then if we go back down, we want to demolish all the path. Yes. And I want to build it from one end, not the other, kind of thing, because otherwise it's just going to do that path all the way back around again. And that'll annoy me. So if we have it connecting up like that, we'll leave the one gap there. And that reminds me as well, yeah, they've started putting this one in again. So that's cool. So actually, at the moment, things are temporarily fairly chill. The results from this as well weren't that great. Got up to about 2 when that was closed, so it's not as much power as I thought it would be. So it's got them doing stuff that then will clear up a bit of space so they can clear all this again. So it's going to be using a lot of metal blocks, it's going to be using a fair amount of planks. I can also just build another storage for them. That is a lot though that's there. So yeah, we'll need to connect that one to a path as well, but whatever. Right. Make that one planks. Planks. Oh, I did hijack some of the metal block storage as well for scrap metal, which was kind of dumb of me, considering now the scrap metal's full again. So I need to empty these top 3. So I can actually make this scrap metal rather than metal. We'll put it as metal at the moment. And that metal. Unconnected building. Oh, I thought I had a path to it. Oops, I genuinely thought I put in a path. But this is coming together. Putting our first clock in place as well. Nearly done. This is actually pretty cool looking. We still need a lot more campfires, and you can't put them anywhere other than on ground. But we'll get there. We will get there. This is going to take a while, isn't it? Yeah, so this absolute mess of a situation, not my finest hour. I'm also going to put some stairs in there, I think, just to make life easier for them. We're 34 now because we've got the clock and stuff like that in, I suppose. I know I'm giving them more routes, but we will delete those stairs in that path soon. I just want them to get everything off there. And then we can properly design where this is going to go. There's probably a much more efficient way of doing it, but I don't want it to look like Swiss cheese, should we say. So let's get all this cleared off. Look at them go. Way more efficient now. We're going to put more storage in, because, well, they're already, first couple are already about a third of the way. I don't know how much there is. There's still loads on the other set of balconies kind of thing. Why are they going all that way on some of them? That first one's nearly, like, it's 2/3 of the way. We're starting to stockpile explosives again. I keep on forgetting about detonating things. Because I'm hypnotised by these guys. I'm also going to set all the detonations off, aiming for them to all go in sequence, even though they're on different levels. Now, even if we've got a little bit left over, it's the end of the working day, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause, come over here, and I'm going to scroll down to each height limit. Detonate. Right. Detonate. Detonate. Is another area there? No. Certainly not some there then. I don't want to miss anything, says Steven Tyler. Terrible joke. This is my apology. Okay, glad I cleared that one up. The joke was the song by Aerosmith, which I think is now one of the most overrated of all time. Yeah, it's an alright song, but I think it's to the point where it got so over-applauded and acclaimed. I don't like it anymore. I used to love it, if I'm being honest. I think though it was partly because it was performed for Liv Tyler in the film, and I quite like Liv Tyler. Yeah, we'll put in a couple of different starting points in this maze of explosives over here. There will probably be one or two little spots that I've missed. Oh, that's in the same bit. Oh, there's one there as well. Of course there is. Yeah, that's for putting the wall in kind of thing. Yeah, another trigger point there. We'll start with the big ones over there. I think I've already set one of these, but just in case. Cool! Right. Okay, so if only I hadn't built all those structures over the top, but oh, what? Slow down. Oh, that sound. I missed one. Like two. Something. Damn it. Why was that one separate? Oh, that got that one as well. Right. Okay. Okay, so now what I want to do actually before I do the next wave of them is knock down levee, because that's where the backboard of the tube is going to go, and then when we've got that in, oh, doesn't quite go all the way down. To be fair, I may as well put in all the levees, so yeah, give me path access or give me death. Oh, he's just storing stuff, right, okay. Get them in as well. Then I can go back to putting the explosives in this. Oh, there's a sneaky one there as well. I don't know how that one didn't go as well. Is it standing on the upper outcrop? Oh, there's a couple over here. Loads I missed. God, I suck. Yeah, when they've got these levies in, we'll be pretty good to go with filling that back in, although that's now full of crap, which will take a while to drain off, sadly. We're starting to stack up a bit on the dynamite. Still clearing this, but the planks are full. It's a problem. So we're full on planks. We're not even making them at the moment either, are we? Oh, that one's in. Maybe I've set to work on both ends then. How are we doing with this one? Damn it. I suppose I shouldn't really set it as high priority because... well, super high priority because, well, we've got other stuff on that. Let me set it as high, because there's going to be a good resource sink building that place, but as soon as it's active, I want to stop them from mining straight away. Look at them go! Going to two different ends, nice. I forgot that they actually had the stairs down that end, so I'm just stupid. More beavers injured. 31 vacant beds at the moment, which is nice. Yeah, that is pretty good news. We need to get those two there in though. That's super duper important. We've got a long way to go down still. Some are deeper than others, but we will just put in triples everywhere. I'm going to do it in stripes. It's just easier to not think. The simple life. Yeah, so that's a bit of an issue. Some of the mountains still at the same level as the things. Over there is outside the scope of it. Nice, okay. Well, current scope of it. When we've planned the stuff and not actually started yet, then we'll be looking further into that. This edge is a bit choppy, shall we say, and it's going to stay choppy for a little while until we hit bedrock, really. Right, this bit we can probably just drag fill. Finding some areas that are plateaus. Again, they've actually started putting some in, which is kind of cool. Just don't want to blast it yet because don't want the dirty water getting in there yet. Now another alternative is I could have just built basically the entire underground of the map connected onto like a bad water source kind of thing. That could have worked, and then I wouldn't have to worry about pipes and pressure and anything. It would probably been easier to plan it out in a way, but it would have been horrendous more in practice, I think. I think I'll start building these in now, which suggests to me they've finished their other projects. That beaver there's now in, digging up these trees. Nice one, buddy. We need to plan this out as well in the near future. Yeah, this tubeway ain't in, so I don't know why they're doing the explosives. They've got weird priorities, these beavers. Maybe I build some more storage. I don't know. In fact, we will do for the moment. Just because I'm sick of seeing that stuff on the ground there. I mean, who would have thought that, you know, something that's entirely my fault would make me pissed off like this? Oh god, I hate myself. And again, all this is going to be temporary. I'm going to knock it down. And yeah, I could use up here, but I want to keep that clear. Wait, delete that one. I'm going to get stairs on that. So it just clears up a bit more space to get that shoved in. And again, I prioritise literally everything. Because I'm dumb like that. Farm looks nice though, doesn't it? Those little dots there in the middle, I should probably replant the berries in them. Hey, they're getting that in pretty quick. And yeah, it's not connected yet because I forgot to draw the path. That's the only reason. There we go. Building connected to a path? Liar. Hey, wow. We've actually got most of that first run in without me prioritising it. Which means they were doing other stuff before I wanted them to do it. How far away are we from getting all this sorted? Damn, it's hot again. 74k. Science, I've got to check. I may just pause that for a bit. Because I didn't check. Although, actually, no, we've got all the ones turned off. This is just for my own enjoyment, seeing how much science we've got. 74,736. I can speak English, I promise. I've turned off all the other ones as well. I could put them back on, because we've got an abundance of unemployed beavers at the moment, so why not? Completely unimportant, those tasks, because we've got everything unlocked. Oh, hey. So as soon as they've cleared all these remaining bits, right, let's replan everything now. So I want to plan where all the pillars are going to go in, and then I want to get them all built up per floor. Which is going to be a bit of an issue, because we may need to put in some more support structures in places, but I'm going to do it differently this time. And not be an idiot. I'm going to build from below. I'm not going to use the tube ways to do this again, because I'm just not. I don't want to... I don't know. It just frustrated me. Oh wow, that river is actually quite high up. How are we doing with this? We're not. Okay. And that one not at all either. Cool. Still got all these to get rid of. We filled the storage already as well? No. Sorry, for the planks, yes. And it's mainly planks. I think we've actually got all the metal out. Let's get another plank storage in then, just because. Get that one super high again, just to get planks in. Then, if we keep on not producing planks for a little while and we start using them up, we can get rid of these places down here. Then, when we've got that sorted, we can rebuild storage somewhere else. We're going to need treated planks, we're going to need extract for our mining adventures. To be fair, eventually we may as well just turn off all industry. We'll have everything built, but by that point I think I'll have been bored of making the series. But we'll probably have a massive stockpile just in case I do want to do the whole complete world wipe thing. Because I do kind of want to do that. If only the map was a little bit flatter, I might do that on a different series. But I won't force you to watch me doing all this junk, should we call it. See, I could use... Some of you may be thinking, why don't you just use the overhangs and then put the dirt on it? But I want the irrigation to go down over, and then I go through the overhangs. I want to do this entire thing by basically just sticking... Oh God, we're going to have no storage space. It's right frickin' there. Yeah, I kind of want to do it with 2 small pools at the top. Like, use as little as possible. I suppose I could turn the entire top floor into a giant swimming pool if I really want to. Which actually I might do. I don't know, you could turn that into mangroves, the entire thing, and then put pines underneath that. But it sounds kind of pointless. We've got a huge great area where we can put the mangroves anyway. Still having to build more to contain these, which is just great. I'm so proud of my efforts of ruining everything. See how we're doing with the tunnel. Still a long way to go, I see. How are we doing with this tunnel? Literally no progress since we last looked. That's fine. A lot more access to these. They actually look pretty cool with the fire pit in the middle. I kind of want one, you know, in real life. I'm guessing then some of them have still been putting in these? Yeah, they've been putting in quite a lot actually. Got a few births and deaths going on, some aging up. Cool, that one's in at the top now, so now they can fill that one up. Hopefully not much more. Yeah, they're all going pretty quick. I need those ones, but I don't really care all that much at the moment about those. That's a problem for later. Hey, hey! Right, okay. So, let's delete all the paths, shall we? I know we started off doing some of the patterning, but screw it. I know we started the patterning, but we'll redo it. Right, okay. So 2, 3. There we go. We want to put one there. And of course I'm going 6 because at the other end you get the 3 as well. Right. Now, I think on each of these pillars we go up 3, but then we put a little underhang on as well, which then should hopefully boost us around corners. I want to test that first. So we'll build this first pillar. Right. So we want to put one there then. Put one there. That should connect it nicely to there. So we want one there. Do we? Looks like it. There. This corner's going to be awkward then. In fact, we may just go to there and then blow up that side of things. And just shave it off there. Make it a more regular shape. Yeah, I was going to try keeping with the land. it's kind of whatever. Okay, so if we've got that... Oh, and then of course one there as well. We may actually work with some overhangs in places, or pillars or whatever, to get the forester huts on. We need to put that in there. Right, we're going to have some extension down here. We'll build the terrain down there. Those buildings. Cool, right, we can do that. And that tidies it up a bit. In fact, I'm going to fill that in as well. But in equal measure, we're going to blitz that bit off. And this bit here is going to be kind of a bit rough. I could destroy it, I suppose. Could move some of the coffee. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Right. So I'm going to build a pillar there, pillar there, pillar there. If we start off by building one there, and then we can branch out from that one. So this is what I want to do. Let's build up 3. Oh. In fact, the gap is 3, so we want to build up 4 high, because the next floor is there. Because we've got a thickness of 1. So then, in theory, that should connect like that. Grand. Perfect. Wonderful. That should connect out there. Oh, I don't want to do that round. Damn it, because of the stuff behind. They'll point in the same direction. This is what I don't like about the dirt, because of the directional pointy bits. So now we can't put that there. That's okay, I expected that, because we're going to have to put the other pillars in. So now we've got a hole there. Another one there. We've got all kinds of gaps over here. So it's these funky shapes that we're dealing with as a problem. So that's what we get from that, right? This is where the issue comes in, because then we could build another pillar there to fill the gap in, kind of thing. That just takes up a lot of ground space. It means then we're not getting all of this available on each floor. Because as well, remember that middle one is going to be built up again exactly the same as this. So, what if we go, like, which way around is that facing? Pointing that way, but meh. Like that. I don't want them to be building at the moment, actually thinking about it. We can then put those in. Still missing though a couple here and there. So I guess it's a bit closer. So then, has that deselected it again? Yeah. Does that every now and then. It's reminded me of the mushroom trees in Minecraft. Of course, the way these are all pointed round causes numerous issues. And we still can't quite flatten it. We're missing that corner piece. And seemingly that one as well? Or is that one? Okay, so that's the middle one, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Yeah, because that's from the other side of things. That's from that being an issue. Alright, okay. So then I'm actually going to delete that top bit for now, because I can't see which direction the bits underneath are going. So I want to build this level by level. And because of the way round it's facing... Oh, I didn't put one in there. Okay, that could be it. Damn it, it unselected it. To be fair, I'm kind of alright with the way that's gone in. If I need to add another one though on each, I might do that, actually thinking about it. So I'll add another one in on each. Then, if we get some redundancies on it, not by firings, I mean, you know, like beaver unemployment and stuff. But if we do that, we can build then more over the top of it. Now they'll be able to build this one at the bottom. Maybe that one. Don't know about that one at the top. So actually what I'm going to do then is I'm also going to not demolish all of it, crying out loud. That. And that. And then we just need to fill out the rest of it. So if we have then, if we can build up like that, I think we should be able to get that in. We need the beavers to be able on top, that's the thing. And then I think when they've built that, we can then go up the other side kind of thing. Well, we can get on top of it and then build out from there. So this now needs to be our main focus before I forget what I'm doing, because I am notoriously stupid. Right, get on with the beavers, come on. I maybe should have done that around the other side, if we're being honest. That might make more sense because then it's a shorter path for them. But cool, they're building it. They're building some of the platforms a bit quicker than I expected. I expect them to do the dirt first because it's coming from there. Oh. Wait, hang on. Because of the directional thing. Yeah, that needs to be the other way around then. I hate the directional thing on these. There. That's just royally stupid. So now it's just too far from a district centre. That one's okay to have it needing to be behind, but... Right. Oh, we're in a drought. Oh, it's approaching, sorry, we're not actually in a drought at the moment. Right, so we'll get this floor built. That's the idea at the moment. Although this episode has gone on for a little while. So I'm going to call it here for the moment, because we've just entered the drought. This episode has been going on for over an hour, and I didn't realise that. So I'm going to stop it here, and we'll pick up next time round with this. May also start penciling in some ideas for the massive storages, but probably not yet. Anyway, take care of yourselves. Goodbye for now.